When Muslims are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back!
Hundreds rallied on the steps of the U.S. Supreme Court Tuesday after the court's first substantive ruling on a Trump administration policy. The court ruled 5-4 to uphold President Donald Trump's ban on travel from several mostly Muslim countries.
We are not a country that bans people.
Senator Cory Booker of New Jersey called it a moral moment for the nation.
Whether it is Central Americans down at our border or Muslims escaping violence and terror, we must be a nation that stands for our values.
This is a great victory for our Constitution.
But President Donald Trump and several Republican lawmakers praised the ruling, highlighting the need for stronger borders.
We have to be tough, and we have to be safe, and we have to be secure. At a minimum, we have to make sure that we vet people coming into the country. We know who's coming in. Protection of the nation from...
At the heart of the case, whether or not the ban discriminated against Muslims or exceeded the president's authority.
It's big stuff.
In the majority opinion, Chief Justice John Roberts wrote that presidents have substantial power to regulate immigration and rejected claims of anti-Muslim bias. In a dissent, Justice Sonia Sotomayor said the outcome was a historic mistake, writing that, quote, a reasonable observer would conclude that the proclamation was motivated by anti-Muslim bias.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States until our country's representatives can figure out what the hell is going on.
Shame! Shame!
Tuesday's rally was reminiscent of protests that erupted at airports across the country in January of 2017. When Trump's initial version of the ban was put in place, triggering chaos and confusion as travelers were stopped from boarding international flights and detained at airports for hours. The current third version of the ban applies to travelers from 5 countries with overwhelmingly Muslim populations: Iran, Libya, Somalia, Syria, and Yemen. It dropped Iraq and Chad from the list, adding North Korea and Venezuela instead. In the meantime, for families separated by war and conflict,
I get my 2 kids birth in here, and they're born, they're raised here, and they still I cannot get their grandpa and their aunts and their nephews.
the struggle to reunite continues. Noreen Nasser, The Associated Press.